Alright, welcome back everybody to our show. You already know I am your girl, Kubri Love. And today we have an exceptionally wonderful person to talk with. Alright? If you cannot see her shirt properly, it says I am beautiful. That is her brand, but she goes by the name Naomie Grandison, and also known as
Ngozi.
I still haven't gotten it.
Yeah, it's the N is pronounced as N.
And Ngozi for some reason.
Because that's how it's, when you pronounce it. But it's a Swahili name, so the N is pronounced as N. And once you get that, you remember Ngozi.
Oh,
that's what it is.
It's like a name, but I thought you created it from your...
It's an actual name, but I chose it to represent what I do as an artist and a poet. So it means blessings. It's a Swahili name. It's a known name actually in the culture in Africa.
Okay, that's nice. So whenever somebody hears your work, they have to feel that kind of...
That's the point of it, to help to bless people. That's what the music, my music, and that's what my poems, my poetry, my spoken word is intended to do, to bless, to uplift, to just inspire. Yeah. That's what it's about. So I felt a name that is in line with that, as my brand or who I am as an artist. Whichever people are comfortable with is fine with me, but then Ngozi also, represents that.
I totally get that, because the three things that I'm aware that you do the I Am Beautiful campaign, you do your music, and you do the poetry. I feel like they kind of flow into each other. Is that just me, or was that the intention?
Well, actually, interestingly, the I Am Beautiful campaign was a campaign that three of us collaborated on in 2010. Believe it or not.
Okay, so it's been a while.
Yeah, we did an entire tour of the island, all secondary schools at the time. And the intent behind the campaign was to help to improve self-esteem through education and song, and of course spoken word as part of the element. So my song was used as to push that theme, and it has evolved since then. After going to all the secondary schools, there was an I Am Beautiful Day, and has continued with it for some time. And we made those t-shirts, and of course, as time goes on, things evolve. So now the I Am Beautiful brand evolved as a brand on its own, in line with the song I Am Beautiful.
Okay.
So,
can you give us like a chorus of that song? Just like a...
Oh, well, you want me to pick up my guitar now and get it?
It's your turn, so...
Yeah, I can. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Yeah, I can throw something in there if you're gonna sing with me and do something. Are you gonna sing with me? Huh?
I don't think I know the words actually.
Yeah, well, after today, you have to learn a few words.
Sure, I'll try this.
I think you're beautiful, don't you think? I think you are. I know I am. So beautiful, just like the stars. Nappy hair, 5'1", brown skin, I've been kissed by the sun. Round face, acne, a curved waist and a little belly. But I know I'm beautiful, I know I'm beautiful, You listen? I know I'm beautiful, I know I'm beautiful. Look at yourself, appreciate who you are, 'cause you are beauty and you are full. Designed by the Creator, you're no mistake. You're so beautiful, You may not be perfect in the eyes of the world, but you are surely perfect in His eyes. No bad, surely. No too bad, surely. I think we have enough time for me to do like the whole song, so I just kind of shortened it.
Okay, I guess I could catch on to the chorus back.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm beautiful.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think just saying it is kind of like an affirmation.
That's what it was all intended to do and to be. And you actually just nailed it, because what happened if you cannot say, we didn't want to say you are beautiful campaign, because you're talking about somebody else.
You want to
So
say
when you want the person to sing the song to say I am beautiful, and then it resonates that if you say an I, then you're talking about me.
yeah, because then you can hear yourself.
You can hear yourself speaking about yourself, and then right away it sort of like builds you up. It shifts something within you to say I am beautiful if you hadn't said it before, especially. And so that was the intent of focusing on that I am beautiful. So even if the story is about me and the whole intent is for when you're singing the chorus, it's about you. You know, it's about you. So that was the whole affirmation vibe. If we don't see ourselves as beauty or from beauty, then we don't value ourselves, and we make certain decisions that almost are not aligned with our true worth. Our true worth is that we are from beauty and we are beauty.
Yeah, I think that your slogan says mind, body, and soul.
So yeah, and smile actually, but yeah.
Oh, smile, mind, body, and smile.
We had a dental hygienist on board with us. So
I saw that
different. Yeah, it was pretty different. Yeah.
Okay.
So the brand now has evolved as a brand for my music business, my poetry music artist business. And I do, you know, I have an Instagram page and so on, so persons can contact me if they're interested, and you can see all the products there as well.
Awesome. In the song, I think like you kind of was like speaking, so it's like you always had that poetry aspect. So, So which one came first, music or poetry?
That's a very good question.
Or was it like something that was just you that you didn't have to separate?
That's a very good question. I think the music and the poetry have always been intertwined because as I met Derek Walcott some time ago, before he passed, and I told him, well, I don't think I'm much of a poet. He said, come on now, your songs are poems. So I think I was always writing, and the music was an accompaniment to the spoken word. But then I would sing the spoken word, and that's what the song is really. So
it's kind of like intertwined for you.
It's intertwined. I think they were both always aligned because I used to write poems at a level. Even if I just used to write just free flow poems at a level and share it with my friends, and there was no singing in between or anything. But as a child, I always used to sing because music is a part of life, and I was in choir, so the singing has always been there, and the poetry developed as through secondary school and into A level. And
because I think I've heard you perform a few poems, and you either sing in them or it has like a musical background. So even when you're not singing, it sounds like a song to me. I don't know about anybody, but somebody just told me that.
Somebody just told me it's I forgot the way he expressed it, but pretty much what you just said, it's very unique, what I
It's
do.
like you're about to create your own genre of poetry altogether.
Interesting. It's very unique.
You should probably name it before somebody else names it.
Let's do that right now. Let's get it done, girl.
Yeah, because like
you said it's like sing rap. That's what you call it, because he's into rap. It's like spoken word flow, like a spoken word flow, like a melodic spoken word. Hey.
That actually works.
Hey. First time hearing it.
Let me tell you, we're discovering things here.
So I like it. Don't let me forget the title.
We write it down.
Let's do that. Melodic spoken word. That's what's up.
I will send this to you. Okay, guys, you did it right here on our show, Kabri Love. Okay, don't forget it. Melodic spoken word. Because music is great, but then every time you hear something else like this, there's reggae, and you know how reggae came about. There's pop, there's R&B, there's so many things. Just one person just deciding to give it a little twist.
That's it. It evolves, and something new is built.
Yeah, because with what I'm doing with my spoken word at the moment, it's kind of like with gospel poetry. I tend to involve like a gospel song in there, but I'm like, this seems like so natural to me. This has to exist at some point. But I think there's like a small category of, it's called praise poetry.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
So like you would see those persons having those gospel concerts, and then they would have like a break of a person coming and do a spoken word without stopping the music. It's like they'd be in the praise, and then somebody would come out like speak
over the praise music.
Yeah.
And it is a song that was already being played.
Yeah. It has like a vibe to it. Because like, you know, you're in the zone, you're praying, you're praising, you're singing, and then this person just comes and speak life to you, and then like they go on. Yeah, so this is this melodic poetry. Make sure it's a thing.
Yeah, let's do that, man. I'm taking notes. It's a day of revelation.
From the top of your head, how many poems do you think you've published? I know you've probably written a lot, because then sometimes you write whatever we feel.
Yes.
But how many you think you've like put out for the public?
Okay. In terms of putting out, that's interesting. I really don't have a number. It's only recently that I've really been putting out my poems. Actually, from last year December, I was writing a poem. December to January, like a poem almost every day for a week.
I thought you were telling me you were writing one poem that took the span of December to January.
Yeah, like I was just writing a poem almost every, maybe like an average of 5 for the week for about 2 weeks. I was just going through something and I was like, I'm just going to write a poem to get over this. And I decided to share it. Yeah, and I decided to share it right away, which was very unique. Normally I would just either write it on my book or type it up. So I don't know, I counted like 20, maybe 15 something in that time, but it was just a writing spell. So I think about maybe 15 at that time, and then I have released the poems. Of course, they're intertwined with music, the melodic poems. I released 3. I was featured actually in a CDF Poetry Underground television show, where they featured 6 poets from St Lucia, 6 female poets, and I was chosen as one of the poets.
When was that, you said?
It was done in the midst of COVID, I think in 2020.
Oh, okay.
And on that show, you were asked to choose 3 poems that you want to perform. So I put out 3 poems in that kind of a way that I had not really done before, in that kind of a way. So we performed it. So these 3 pieces, the themes were the song Mother Lucia, speaking about Mother Lucia.
But what was that like for you? Because you said you wrote them kind of like trying to process something. So
the one from last, that was from the group of the 15.
Oh, that was different occasion.
Yeah, that's different. 2020 was poems I had before. Check me, and I chose from the poems that I already had to perform.
Oh, okay.
And the recent one was new poems. Yeah.
So you performed any of those? What was like performing those that you kind of like hashed out emotion with? What is that like? Does it put you in like this vulnerable state or like an empowering state?
Vulnerable. It's vulnerable for the most part. I actually performed it at ESP. I put on a show in March.
Open mics?
I put on an entire show.
Oh, okay.
Called Jazz, Soul and Poetry. And for the first time, I decided that I'm going to be the soul artist.
Okay.
And so to let people experience the different aspects of who I am. So there was a complete segment for just pure poetry. And that segment for the pure poetry was, a lot of the pieces came from that time where I was writing the poems and just sharing them right away. And one of them is called Oxymoron, which I find is another vulnerable one. So vulnerable, but not always completely vulnerable. A lot of uplifting ones, and and that kind of thing. Nothing too dark.
What most persons who aren't as artistic or who don't write poetry don't realize is like, you take as much energy to write it as to perform it, especially when it's close to you. Because then it's like, hey, this is a piece of me. I'm like giving it to you to help you process
part of myself,
so that you can go with what you.
I'm happy you said that, because you're sharing a piece of yourself with the audience. You're telling the audience something you don't need to tell your friend. your close friend, and they're actually getting it, and they're not just getting it, they're getting directly from you on a stage, all eyes and everybody looking at you.
Let me tell you.
So, it can be intimidating, but because I've had so much experience with performance and I'm able to, but those particular poems did put me in a vulnerable place that the other songs and poems that I was accustomed to performing would not, because it was new to put it out there. My concerns, it wasn't just about me, but just concerns about other things as well. So I would love to share that poem, Oxymoron. Maybe if we have time in the next segment.
Yeah, you can do it later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Hey, as much as you want to put out there, we're ready to receive it. We are ready to receive it.
Sure.
How do you come up with poetry? Do you freestyle? Do you have a freestyle? Have you ever freestyled with anyone, like on the spot or anything like that? Because you've written so much, it's like. It's not even part of you right now, it's you. So.
I think I freestyle on paper for poetry. That's what it feels like when I'm writing poetry. Okay. I don't know that I do the melodic poetry like a flow, like a rap flow. I freestyle rap, but not in a sense of at a show or whatever. Like I freestyle rap when I'm tuning in some creatives and something is happening and I'm just kind of bouncing off, so it just comes out naturally. Okay. But I feel like when I'm writing poetry, it's freestyling on paper. Now, as you said that, it feels like freestyling on paper.
So do you need like music?
No, I don't.
No.
It's not like music, but it's not like music. It might be the same thing that you do, but it just feels like freestyling on paper.
Okay, so
because I'm hearing it in my head, like I'm hearing the first 2 lines or the first 3 lines, and I'm like, okay, I need to write that down. That sounds profound. You know,
we don't want this to right away.
We don't want this to disappear. Let's write it down, like melodic poetry. And then I challenge myself. I sit down and then I allow myself to move into the continuing the writing, whatever comes to me, and I start to listen to myself. I start to allow myself to write a poem. It's almost like you're channeling from the Most High. And then after that,
the zone.
Yeah, you're in the zone, right?
The zone.
And then after that, you look back at it in terms of the grammatical aspect, and you see how you can improve it and all that kind of thing. So that's how it feels for me, especially when I did that week plus of just writing and writing and writing. And if anybody's interested, you could just go to my Facebook page, Naomie Grandison, Naomie Grandison, spell it right. It's very important, and then you could just go back to that time and you just see all the poems with a picture attached to it.
Okay. So if we were to give you a word, if I was to give you a word on the spot, I'm not gonna, you don't have to make it like too heavy, but like something like just kind of like, close out.
I've never really done that, but I don't mind trying. I mean, it's good to grow.
First one is colors.
Colors. Wow, so this is like super new for me.
Yeah.
I say the colors of your vibration are warm and soothing and hugs me like a blanket. I feel green in love, growing. I feel nurtured, I feel helped, and I feel wanted. The color of your red, your fire that inspires and moves and drives and ignites me into a desire for you, a desire that is filled with orange, yellow passion, lots of passion, passionate movements, passionate thoughts, passionate silence. I feel that we are green and we are greening colors.
I like that.
I should do this more often. I could like flow without music. While
you were saying, I was kind of like seeing like, not necessarily fireworks, but like soft, like water style burst of colors.
Interesting.
Like each time you say it, it's like I could like just see like a burst of green, like a water style thing kind of thing.
Ah.
So it's not like strong
It's
like a strong
It's almost
green.
like a powder. The powder.
Yeah, those are kind of like spread when it contacts with.
I feel so. I think you brought me into a space where I actually have done something like that, but again, it was just with friends flowing. But I never like, okay, you give me a word and then I do this. So like I was flowing on a vibe already. So I think that's something that I should really explore, because when I was in Barbados recently, I was thinking, should I just do a couple of my pieces just pure poetry? So I was still kind of thinking, because when I was called to do it, the music element was very heavy. And when I was seen, you understand, by the person. So I think that's something I'm definitely going to make sure that I do each time.
I kind of use that to kind of like get out of a mental block. Mental block phase, because then when you sit there and then you think about how you're not thinking of anything, it just goes into a spiral of madness.
I think it's a good exercise for a writer too. And sort of like, if you want to write about something, just tell yourself, freestyle to that thing. And then you can write it after. People were giving you techniques, like pay us for that. We have PayPal, okay?
Alright, we're gonna do another one. Now I'm excited.
Oh my goodness, I don't know if I can.
Well,
another one. So we're taking this to another level again.
So trying to stay within the same space of it. So since I said colors, I'm thinking the direct opposite of that would be like a blank slate. Now I'm thinking of it because like we're in a white room. I want to say like white or like a black, like blank slate or whatever. But you can choose whichever one.
Whichever one I want to go to. Okay. We are blank canvases. We are here creating a story, blank but bursting with possibilities, bursting with rhythms and thoughts and movements, and bursting with life. We are blank but bursting. Bursting with something. Something is growing. Something is coming from that empty blank space. We are nothing and we are something. We are blank and we are full. We are everything. We are coming into being out of nothing into something beyond this thing, beyond this thing, beyond this thing, beyond this thing, blanking into being.
Ooh, the ending though. Alright, this is pretty cool. This is pretty cool. Y'all, come on. This is copyrighted, alright? She didn't write it down, it came from her.
It's written, yes.
In a creative space.
Written stuff.
Don't steal it. Alright. Oh my god.
Yeah.
The ending. Woo. I need a minute.
Let's pause. Let's drink some water. Let's drink some. There's some of your gospel. What's it called? Gospel poetry.
It's praise poetry. Praise poetry. So what is it? Psalms 100. Come into his courts with singing. Come into his courts of praise. Is what I like thinking, because then one of the heaviest books in the Bible is Psalms. Right. Majority like it's songs and poems of Psalms.
Exactly.
Whenever you're in trouble, the first thing you think of is quoting something from Psalms. When you go to a wedding or a funeral, it's Psalms. So it's like God has made us to be musical beings, artistic beings. We feel most alive when we're doing something that is just authentically, I don't know, human.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel it totally.
Like if you overworking yourself and somebody tells you take a break, relax, do something, and you tend to go find your hobby. Your hobby is either something of the creative sense.
Yes, it is.
You know what I'm saying?
I totally get you.
So
it gives you a release like no other thing.
Yeah, so I'm actually working on some poems at the moment. But all of them have songs in there. I'm not the best singer. I'm not the worst. But I'm not the best singer. But I think I'm okay with putting the singing in there without being perfect at it, because I think God doesn't need that perfection. He needs your sincerity of it.
Girl, put it there. All right. God,
so
quotes in here.
So I well, this is supposed to be interviewing you, but since you asked, the kind of theme is kind of like a conversation with him, and in between the conversation there is singing.
Right.
So personally, I feel as if my soul speaks to me in song.
Okay.
So like, you know, you're sitting down there, you're washing dishes, and like you start singing. I listen to myself when I sing in those moments.
Okay.
Because
like
then,
message kind of?
Yeah. So it's like I'm walking around and I'm singing. I'm like, this song is a little sad. What is causing me to be down in this moment? I'm walking around, I'm walking on the road, and I'm like silent singing. I'm like, oh, I'm happy. I'm definitely happy about going to wherever I'm going.
Right.
So when I'm doing the poetry, it's like while I'm speaking it out, it's like there's like this eruption in my soul that's like, I need to talk to you in song.
Right.
Even if the song has already been created, but we create art to share it.
Right.
So, hey, you created this song that says exactly how I feel. So I'm gonna use it to say what I'm saying.
Yeah. Survive.
Maya, back to you.
You switching up people because she's a poet too. Get her on your stuff.
Yeah. So, where am I going with this thought process right here? So. You are slowly allowing your art and your poetry, your singing, all those things that is the creative parts of yourself to carry you in a financial space. So your aim is to do this and get paid and not have that 9 to 5 sit down behind a desk kind of thing. Yes, no?
Well, I think my aim is to do it and for it to be substantially financially beneficial for my well-being. As to, I mean, ideally that's what would be the dream. To do art, poetry, music. And another component of what I do is education.
Okay.
So I'm actually a public health educator, so a health educator, family life educator, same thing. So encapsulating all of these aspects of me where I don't have to be confined to a time that somebody tells me would be the ideal. So it will be poetry, it will be music, and it will be educating on health and well-being. Okay. So I have it, and it's kind of happening, you know, because I am employed in that field.
And I believe you just came back from a trip.
Right. From Barbados.
From
performing. I performed in Barbados with a group of poets from the diaspora. They live in the US, but they're from different Caribbean islands.
Okay.
Or they have, but most of them were born in the Caribbean island or from parentage from a Caribbean island.
Understood.
And so one of the Barbadian poets, she put on a show called Islands, and I was asked to come on board because we met earlier this year when a friend of mine put on a show in St Lucian and brought them down. So it's like a poetic community.
I love it.
And it was amazing in that sense.
Does it have like a name? What was the show called?
The show was called Islands.
But like, it does have like, can we see the performances, or it's like live?
It wasn't live, but everybody recorded this. I haven't edited mine to put out as yet, but I documented the trip. I documented the trip. So we had poets from Barbados, a number of Barbadian poets from the diaspora, St Lucia, Jamaica, Guyana. So you find it's a mix of different poets from different Caribbean islands, and it was an amazing experience because of the level of poetry and the uniqueness of each delivery, each person's style. And one of the things I appreciated about the trip is, apart from the show, the main event, we went to the Alcohol and Drug Rehabilitation Center in Barbados and did a session with the clients. Okay. And so we performed for them, and we did, and the lady did an activity so that they can write a poem about themselves. So it was that was one of the highlights for me on the trip, because I worked in that field for I think almost 7 years. I worked in substance abuse rehabilitation, And so it was so amazing because I don't want to go on and on, but I actually written a song about rehabilitating from alcohol and drugs.
That's way before.
That's way before, in 2014.
Okay.
I wrote a song and I won actually the intercommercial competition with that song. So I mean, again, it's a poem that just camouflaged into a calypso. We know that. That's what's going on. So interestingly, I never thought about the song until we were now with the rehab, and I was just telling this guy to me, what other stuff do you do apart from poetry, and what do you dabble in? And I told him, I actually did a calypso and I won a competition. I'm like, the calypso was about the rehab, and it just went down so well because that's what I did for them.
Just aligned.
It just aligned. A lot of things have been aligned, including today, folks, including today. A lot of things have been aligned in a significant way, and I'm excited to see how I move forward because I see you have to really take opportunities as they come, and
Definitely.
they don't always come around a second time very early.
And that's why you have to be prepared for when those opportunities come around.
Right.
So it's like, I want to do this, but then I want to be a spoken word artist well known, but then you don't write.
Right, exactly.
But if you write and you practice, and when the opportunity comes, you're like, yeah, I'm ready, I got this, let's go.
Exactly.
So, definitely.
Yeah, it's beautiful, and it's even wonderful when people can call you up and say, come do your poetry, and we'll pay you. It has a beautiful ring to it.
Yeah, this is you know, so spaces like this to show that we are talented, and it takes a lot of work.
It takes work
to come up with a piece, whether it's a song or a poem. Like, you want us to perform. Hello, we can't bring the thank you to the supermarket to pay the bill. So
yeah, not seeing hearing that. Not at all.
You said there's a poem that you wanted to perform.
Oh yes, I wouldn't mind doing this piece. It's a bit of a conscious poem. Oh no, oh no. Where do we look, where do we go? Oh no, oh no. We drink the tears of suffering souls, wash away the dreams of children, erase the smile of our collective soul, yet look beyond ourselves for healing. We search for help outside our wisdom. We bought a prayer from the pulpit. We drowned our destiny in oblivion, ignored the voice of inner logic. We search for help outside our wisdom. We danced the tunes of overseas. We traded our purpose for institution, got tangled up in policies. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Where do we look, where do we go? Oh no, oh no. I saw the face of wisdom in my solidarity, in the space between my thoughts underneath the fake projection of society. It taught me how to befriend me, let others be, and take responsibility for my inner self-discovery. I recognized the power of my creativity and saw how I had become a part of the insanity. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Outside our wisdom, drink tears of suffering souls, wash away the dreams of children, and complain about this world. We are the world. We are the world. We are the world, aren't we? I am a daughter of Lucia, a beautiful plant that sprung forth from a dark, rich soil. I emerge from a land that nourishes and grooves in curves and dips along the contours. She bursts out cool waterfalls and hot springs, releasing minerals that cleanse. She relaxes. Whoa, woo! I come from a mother that's anchored in water. She gives me mangoes, soursop and pawpaw. A mother with ground provision and greens. On Twin Peaks, she elevates our vision and dreams. A mother who has birthed a bouillon of cultures: African, Indian, European, Amerindian. Cultures that bond in a Lucian identity of fun, fervor, prayer and charity. Même si nous tout pas fort, nous ça parler créole là, et manger fig verte, poisson, exavocat. Nous capables en manière qui différente, et les nous treat manger, maman là, il faut, oh, aïe 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 aïe, woo. I come from a mother. I come from Lucia. I come from a mother. I come from Lucia. You come from a mother. You come from Lucia. Thank you very much.
Alright, so you have heard her hair, probably not first, but Naomie Ngozi.
Yeah, she got it right just a second ago.
Okay, Ngozi. Naomie Ngozi Grandison. Alright.
Ngozi.
Alright, so I'll have her links to follow her in the description, probably on the video. And if you are interested in letting us know your story as a fellow artist or poet in St. Lucia, hit me up on my Instagram page at Kubri_LUV. Alright guys, thank you for watching, thank you for tuning in. Bye.